Hello, my name is Chiaka. Now I have a few questions in my heart. Is there a way to be successful? Or is success something we stumble upon? Is it something that happens to us by chance? Are there definite rules? Are there definite laws that if somebody would apply, he will definitely arrive at success in whatever field he's found? So these are questions we need to answer. And in this series, we'll be looking at answering them using God's word. Stay with me. Hi there. So we have been asking a question. Is there a definite pattern that leads to success? Is this something of chance? Does it happen randomly to us, or is it a matter of choice that anyone could decide to be successful in his life and actually be successful? So let's take a look at God's word and begin to answer the questions. I want to read from Joshua chapter 1 verse 8. It says, "This book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night, that thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein. For then thou shalt make thy way prosperous, and thou shalt have good success." Now, from what we see here in Joshua 1:8, it tells us that there is a way to be successful, and it says it is found in this book of the law. Now, in their context, we know it's talking about the law that Moses gave to them in the Old Testament. But you see, we can see a principle there. He's saying that if you will follow this, you can definitely arrive at success. So this means I can do something about my life. I do not have to be a child of chance. I do not have to be in a prey to witches or wizards or circumstances. I do not have to be a victim of circumstance. I can actually make my way prosperous and have good success. So that means we can look into God's word and find ways to achieve this. And as I looked in God's word, we can pick a few things there that are principles, definite principles that leads to success. The first thing there in God's word, as I study and look thoroughly into God's word, the first thing we find there is that you must have a definite aim, a purpose for life, a vision for your life. Success begins when a man finds a reason for living. You can't be successful when you have no definite purpose. You cannot arrive at a destination that you don't know. You cannot get to where you don't, when you don't know where you're going, you can never get there. So that's the first thing. There has to be a definite chief aim, a definite purpose for your life. If you take a look at Philippians chapter 3 and verse 13, Paul said, "Brethren, I count not myself to have apprehended." Then he said, "But this one thing I do." This one thing I do. You have to have one aim, one vision, one purpose for your life and stick to it. That's the first rule to success. If you are beating about the bush, you're trying to do several things, and none of them, there is no order of priority, you can never make success. You see that? See what Jesus said. In John 18 and verse 37, Jesus said, "To this end was I born, and for this cause came I into the world, that I should bear witness to the truth." Jesus knew his exact reason for being. He knew why he came. He had a vision for his life. He knew where he was going. He knew his path in life. Do you know yours? Success begins when you find out your vision for life, your purpose for living. In Acts 26, that is where Paul found out his own purpose for living. This is what he says. In verse 16, Acts 26, when Jesus appeared to him, he said, "But arise and stand upon thy feet, for I have appeared unto thee for this purpose, to make thee a minister and a witness, both of these things which thou hast seen, and of those things in which I will appear unto thee." Notice it says, "I have appeared unto thee for this purpose, to make thee." I have appeared unto thee for this purpose. See, there was a purpose for his life. You see that? Your purpose has to be clear before you can be successful. So, trying to be master at everything is the formula of failure. Trying to do several things at the same time is the formula for failure. You have to have priority. You have to plan ahead of time. You have to know what really matters, what really counts, what in your life will be non-negotiable, what is an option, what is non-negotiable. When you have decided those things, then you have the first thing that leads to success. If you make your findings and do your studies on people who have been successful in anything, you will see one thing: consistency. These people will see a path they want to follow and pursue it with their life. Find a vision that is worth living for and commit your life to it. I know you might have questions like, what if I'm not sure? What if I do not know whether this thing I'm doing should be what I should be doing? Well, ask the Lord. Well, then pray about it. Why don't you give time to pray and let God quicken it in your heart? If you ask the Lord, He will tell you. He will put it in your heart. You will have a drive. You will have a passion. When you give yourself to praying regarding this thing, that God should reveal your purpose for life. If you put it in your heart, it will become your passion. And then when you find that thing, that vision for your life, that purpose for your existence, you pursue it with your life. You stick to it. Whether it fails or not, whether in fair weather or bad weather, whether in bad time or good time, because you know this is your purpose, you pursue it with your life. You are not going to be a fair weather person. When it works, yes, then that's it. Then when you have challenges, well, then maybe that's not it. It's because you are not sure. So as long as you are not sure, you are not ready for success. Success begins when you find your purpose for life, something you are willing to give your life for, and pursue it with all gusto, with all energy for the rest of your life. You cannot fail. Follow me in this series as we continue. God bless you.